Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Band of Anime Reactions, and I'm going to try and make this brief, yet I might end up going on a little bit of a rant, though considering what the happens in this episode, I think you will agree that it's kind of justified. And here's the review for If It's For My Daughter, I'd Even Defeat a Demon Lord, Episode 4. Oh god, I was not expecting what happened in this episode. I just figured that some kids would tease her about being a devil. That's what I thought would happen. I wasn't expecting what happened. Here's what led up to it. Latina starts her first day at school with Chloe and the others. And thankfully, Chloe and the others are there to have her back. And they don't care that they actually know that she's a devil. I don't know how they found out. Did they see her horns? Did she tell them? Or what? Because last we checked, they were under the impression that she was, just some human who was just in town, who just got into town. Anyway, they end up going to school, which is in this big temple-looking building. And we meet another little girl, who is from the Western District, which I'm guessing is like, I would say for wealthy nobles or something, because that's the way she is treated. A little bit later in the episode, acting like, oh, your family is going to bring dishonor or something like that because you're doing this, and she's like, I think my father will be kind of proud. So, I'm guessing like a nobleman's daughter or something like that, or some wealthy, well-known family or something. Anyway, yeah, the teacher comes in, and right away we can tell that something's not right here. Because Latina doesn't appear to like her, and she likes everybody. Just about, so something's not right there. And come to find out later that obviously Latina had a good first day, but we'll see. And Dale actually showed her how to use, another spell, like a freezing spell, and explained to her how the magic spellcasting comes from the devil language. And she brings up a question: why aren't they trading more with devils? Don't devils want to be friends with other people? And he was or why don't devils want to be friends with other people or something like that? And he's like, I'm not sure. And I'm like, oh boy, I should have seen this coming, to be completely honest with you. But the next day, after they come outside from playing, the teacher's giving a lecture, and she's walking by, and she spies her horn poking out from under the ribbon, and this is where things get bad. She picks her up by her pigtail, and starts saying essentially that she's an abomination, that she shouldn't exist, blah blah blah, all this stuff, and just like, really, lady, you just went from 0 to 180, 0 to 180 in less than a second. And I was like, oh my god, this is the incident that the title mentioned. And Latina is traumatized by this whole thing because either she didn't know that devils and humans were so different, or just the way that this woman was talking to her and talking about her race, that it just traumatized her. But thankfully, all the students stood up for her. They threw things, they slammed their, notebooks? Chalkboard? Something? Causing the teacher to freak out. And the other teachers to grab her and drag her out. And one of the other teachers had to come in and explain that yes, devils and humans are very different, that devils actually lived twice as long as humans. And she actually came to a realization, and when she went home, but just by looking at her, you could tell that she was traumatized, that something was wrong. And she wouldn't tell Kenneth what was going on. She went upstairs, and she was so traumatized that when she reached up to touch her horn, I was like, is she still upset about what the woman said about her and her horns? And I didn't realize she was going to do this, but she ripped her horn off. You could hear it as Kenneth was coming up the stairs. And when he came up and found her, she was bleeding. Badly. Badly enough they had to take her to the temple of whatever to heal her. And obviously I assume they couldn't reattach it because it was found later on the floor. And obviously Dale was plenty upset, which I can... Really, guys? Then go get him so she could put him on you! God. I'm so sorry. Anyway, Dale was obviously, well, upset. And we find out that she did this because she doesn't want to be a devil anymore. She doesn't want to be treated like that. Be treated differently. Like, she wants to be able to, you know, live like as long as humans do. She doesn't want to outlive them and be left alone again because they all died before she could. And yeah, we get a heartfelt moment between the two which shows that they truly do care about each other. And later, Papa Dale's coming out and he's angry. Yeah, at the school, I'm guessing he's talking with like the headmaster, principal, whatever. And he brings essentially down the wrath of a father, a very overprotective father. Because essentially we find out that the teacher's family had all been killed in a confrontation with devils, and that's why she's acting like this towards devils, but it still doesn't obviously give her an excuse to do that. She just traumatized an innocent girl enough to where she hurt herself because she didn't want to be a devil and be what she was anymore. There is no excuse for, just because you've been through something traumatic does not give you an excuse to attack somebody like that. Anyway, he said that if this woman is, essentially, if they try and cover for her again, like they did before, like they've apparently done before, then he will bring this matter to the temple of Amar, I think? Essentially the god of war, but also the god of judgment. And, yeah, his judgments are essentially merciless. And he has, essentially, do you want that for her? And they're like, no, because especially if they did, they would have to probably interrogate the entire teaching staff, and they obviously don't want that, so they essentially fired her, and I guess excommunicated her. And we see her outside the school, obviously upset, but you would think they would have told her, yeah, you don't do that to an innocent little girl, it doesn't matter, she's a devil. She didn't have anything, you don't essentially treat one individual the same way that a entire group did to you. Essentially, if you were, let's give an example for this time period. Let's say your entire family was killed by a bunch of, someone of another race. Black people, Mexican people, something like that. Either one of those races. Let's say that happened. You don't go and lump all the other people from that same race in with that group and say they're all bad. That's not right. Yes, you have a right to be angry at those certain people that did that to your family, but treating every other person of that race the same way is bad. Very, very bad. Yes, and you have no excuse to treat them that way when they have done nothing to you. Yeah, poor Latina is traumatized now, and when Chloe found out what she did, she slapped her. I was slightly surprised, but I understood where she was coming from, because yeah, Latina kind of was an idiot at that. Because all Latina had to do was wait for Dale to get back and talk with him about this and tell him how she was feeling, and he would have made her feel better. She didn't have to go and break off her horn. Then again, she's a little kid. She didn't really know. I wouldn't say she didn't know better, but what do you guys think? Why don't you guys tell me what you guys think of all this in the comments section? Do you guys agree with the punishment? Do you guys think it wasn't harsh enough? Do you think it was too harsh? Well, what do you think about this whole thing? But yeah, what I was saying in the reaction, do not pervert this. People have tried to tell... I was watching someone's first impression of this the episode 1 of the show, and he was talking about do not lewd this. Do not make the father-daughter relationship between Dale and Latina into a romantic one. Because, for one, big age difference. 2, it's kind of creepy, considering he will end up having raised her into an adult. And to suddenly want to be in a romantic relationship, it's kind of creepy, to be honest. Maybe that woman was right. Oh my god, I'm sorry. What I'm saying is, when I said maybe that woman was right, I was watching another reaction for this, and the title was like hero or creepy, and the woman was saying that Dale was being creepy with her, and I'm like, at the time I thought, no, he's just being a doting father. Is a father not allowed to bathe their child? But now, considering if that's a possibility in the future, I'm like, yeah, that's creepy. But yeah. What do you guys think of all this new information? What do you think of the episode? Feel free to put it in the comments section. And I will see everybody next time.